My name is Lisa, and how many knows that I'm the leader of Kids Church. We were on a vacation all July, so right now kids are watching these cartoons of Superbook, and I have a session in university. So, but the last thing that we were learning together with the kids, it was the Revelation book. And when I was told that I had this chance to share the word in July, I decided that this is the topic, very cool topic for me to speak about. So basically saying I had this prepared word to share with you, and then the name of the topic was ready already. And so in the last week I decided to write. So the name of it is Son or Mercenary. So as I already told, I will take the passages from Revelation book. So and I touched Revelation second chapter. So when the Spirit was talking to the church and to every church, he was saying something specific. But if you study and read and you're trying to explain this to the kids, because for me it's hard, but you need to explain to them in easy words, because they're gonna ask you a lot of questions, and it's very hard. So when I was reading these passages, Spirit was talking about the same thing. The Spirit was praising for this confirmness, and it's also jealous because the church sets someone else instead of him, instead of God, and expresses this indifference. So that's what every church has. So what is important for me, because this is the message for all churches, and the church is not just someone who's passing by, but they were going through something already, and they have something to tell to each other. And it's not a message to some stranger. God, we all know that God loves us and He forgave us during we were sinners. But this is the message for someone who really knows Jesus, and they went through something with Jesus, and there is something to say to this churches. So I would like to talk about any business that concerning work or labor or ministry, or so I want to talk about this. So the brightest church was in Ephesus and in Philadelphia. So when you read, and the Spirit says almost the same things, but nevertheless, Ephesus, he praises and rebukes, but in Philadelphia he just praises. And I don't understand what's the difference. Why the Spirit is saying the same like praise, but Ephesus gets this rebuke from the Spirit. So I'm gonna lift some stories from the Bible, but it seems to me that it's not fair. But from like basically, it's about the same things, and I wanna read with you first to the angel of the church in Ephesus. I know all the things you do. I have seen your hard work and your patient endurance. I know you don't tolerate evil people. You have examined the claims of those who say they are apostles but are not. You have discovered they are liars. You have patiently suffered for me without quitting, but I have this complaint against you. You don't love me or each other, or you did first. Look how far you have fallen. Turn back to me and do the works you did first. And you don't repent, you will come and remove your lampstand from its place along the churches. And that's what the angel says to the church of Philadelphia. I know all the things you do, and I have opened a door that no one can close. That you have little strength, but you obeyed my word, and you did not deny me. Look, I will force those who belong to Satan's synagogue, those liars who say they are Jews but they are not, to come and bow down at your feet. They will acknowledge that they are the ones I love, because you have obeyed my commands to persevere. I will protect you from the great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world. I'm coming soon. Hold on to what you have so no one will take away your crown. So from the beginning, when you see and look at what God is praising you for, and He says, "I know your deeds and I know your worth, no matter what's going on around." And He's saying this to both of the churches, and it's real cool. I would love God to be praised because you need to go much with them. So God sees everything in all the deeds that we've done, and He sees how much we do and how we hold on to, and He values this a lot, so He doesn't miss this. So why He rebukes the Ephesus church? So what is written? That's why He left first love. So if you look the list of achievements, so about the deeds of the Ephesus, so the Spirit noticed more deeds that Ephesus church done. Maybe Philadelphia did less, but He rebukes the Ephesus church for leaving of this first love. So what's the difference? What does it mean to leave this first love? For me, I see it like two main differences: goal and motivation. Why do I do this and why am I doing this? And first is purpose. There are so many purposes in our life. Why do we do all of this we do? And for every deed, we can think of different reasons. But basically, as a matter of fact, all our purposes are divided into to do it because just to finish doing this, or because of the people. I have so many stories, but the brightest story that I remember 2 years ago, girls from the army, they called me to go shopping. Everyone needed to buy something, and I needed to buy coats. So everyone has this kind of purpose. So we chose the day, and in the beginnings, when we got to the mall, so I needed coat. So let's go to buy coats, and three of them, they go buy something else. So, and we just get divided into groups, and it's going to be easier and more quality time. So it seemed to me that was an excellent plan. It really sounds for me like that. But girls looks at me, no, we won't go like this. We will go together in every store that a girl needs, and we're gonna buy it together because we got together to hang out together. So for me, it shows the difference between purpose to do just a deal or to spend time. Like why? So the second case, the quality time suffers. We're gonna do it longer. So the purpose of the girls was spending time together. And I don't talk about the not importance of the deed itself, because we didn't come just to hang out. And God won't say so that, oh, your deed is not important. So all the sermon, we do it together. We do the same business, and but it's not the most important thing. And it's very hard for me to talk about, because that was for me the most important thing. So, and the story that I'm not agree with is, it's about the story of Martha and Mary, and it's written in Luke. So the beginning is that disciples and Jesus came to the house, and it's written that Martha was doing the household, so she made tables. But Mary, during this time, she just came and sat near the feet of Jesus, and she was listening to what Jesus says. So, and Martha just came to Jesus and, hey, teacher, it's not fair. I'm doing all this household and everything in the house, and Mary is not helping me. So send her to help me. And next words that Jesus said to her. But the Lord said to her, dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details. But there is only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it and will not be taken away from her. That seemed to me very not fair. I was at Martha's place, who was doing everything. It wasn't fair. Yeah, of course, guests come. Well, is it not important to feed everyone, or make others, or I don't think that Mary's not doing anything. I don't think that Jesus was praising Mary for laziness. That would be a different story. But I think Jesus talked about different thing, because he said Mary chose the best thing, a better thing, to spend this quality time with him. If the first place is taken by the deed and details, and we want this to be done, we don't want everyone to disturb, and we want this to be qualitative, and the easy thing to do it by yourself. If you need to do it with someone else, you need to maybe teach, or as just to be with them, and to spend your time. If the relationship of God or people really take first place, everything changes. You need to explain, you need to spend your time, and maybe quality would fall. And the time would be a longer period if we do it by ourselves. But the conclusion and the deed would be succeeding, because they're gonna be people who are doing this with us, and we're gonna do it even easier and better and faster. So, and of course I would be growing in a relationship, and his relationship will grow, and they're gonna be a team, and that's what Jesus was talking about here, about Martha and Mary. He doesn't underestimate the work of Martha. Maybe you need to put this aside, but invest your time right now into something that is important. Yeah, you need to do dishes, but the time that is spent with Jesus, that was, we know the story that Mary sat near the feet with Jesus, and really the relationship with Jesus can tell us a lot after. That's what how we do differ, or we do the deal because of the deal, or we do something together with the people to spend the time, not just invest the time into the deal, but like into the people. And the second reason is motivation, and motivation can be different too. So we can see different stories and different motivations of people. And again, I talk about the attitude towards good deed. So why good people do good deeds, but they have different motivations. It's like Ephesus and Philadelphia. Both of them were really good churches, and God says, "Hey, I know that you were endurable and you were firm, but I saw several different types of motivations in the stories of the Bible or relationship with people. The brightest ones is fear. Basically, it sounds like fear. Yeah, before you make a mistake, before the opinion of people, fear to get punishment, and all of this can serve our motivation. Why am I doing this? Why am I listening to my mom? Because she punishes me after. So I would do it right. That she wouldn't punish me. Yeah, that works too. And the parable that really about the gifts. And there were several servants, and one of them was motivated by fear, and he was the servant that was entrusted the gifts, the money. And he doesn't trust like that to the people. And he really trusts someone who he wants to, but the servant kept this money and he hid the money because he was afraid of the master, that he would punish, he would rebuke him, and he would that he was scared, and maybe in the end he was afraid to lose the money, and it was the motivation of him. And then servant, he didn't deserve good attitude of the master, and so he was expelled, and also he lost all the money and relationship with the master. So, and motivation in in the type of fear, that's not what God values. Second one, and it's very close to me. It's a kind of like obligation feeling that can be very motivational. Because I do it because it's right, because I promised, because I had to. Who would do this if not me? So I don't like this to do, but everyone says that it's right to do. But that's what's written. So very bright story from the Bible, and Ananias and Sapphira, and it's written in Acts. They were people were selling everything that they had, and the story about these two people, they sold everything that they sold, so they, and in the end they died. Lies wasn't the only reason why they died. Why did they sell their house? Nobody said. ev- uh, no one no one asked them to sell the house because everyone did this because it's right. Or okay, so you need to bring everything. Maybe fear was with them too, but to do because you have to, it's It's a terrible thing. It doesn't bring to anyone no joy that we kind of like owe God, or oh, I served you, I have because I have to, because uh, I do. If I don't do, who's gonna do this? If I don't help, okay, who's gonna help? But in reality, all the resources are given by God, and He was calling us to this place. So Almighty wouldn't do it the best. God is not looking for that. God doesn't want us to do something, no matter it's ministerial work or helping others, because we have to. It's not a good motivation that He wants from us. Second motivation, it's a profit. Uh, uh, Profit that okay, I'm gonna do this because I need to get a salary, for example, because many of those, they go to the church, they read the Bible because it's written that I'm gonna receive salvation. God's gonna notice me and He's gonna save me. But so so often we miss this part, that God first saved us and then we do good deeds, not because we're earning the salvation. So all these three motivators, they work for circumstances, for consequences. So to get punishment or to get benefit or to get satisfaction from your obligation feeling. So, and there is one more motivational thing, and it's love. Love to the people for whom you're doing this, or to God. I don't want anything from you. I don't wait from you anything. I just want you to feel good. To I just do good deeds because God saved me, and I want to be like Him. I want to give something that He gave to me, and I really love this because of this I'm gonna spend here hours, or and it doesn't matter or what kind of salary I have, but like I'm gonna spend my time even if it doesn't work for me. And the same thing with people. I love this person. I love these people. That's why I'm ready to spend the time with them. And maybe I don't need this deal, but they need. So like, and I'm gonna do this for God, and I wanna participate in everything He does. And I think that you have this benefit from this too, and benefit from deeds done with love. It's a joy when you rejoice when you do the same deal with people you love, or you have joy when you see that you helped someone. And love and joy are this motivation that Spirit talks about, that this is the first love that you experience, and do something, not waiting for something because of fear, but because you want to. I call this sermon Son or Mercenary. That's how you can compare purpose and motivation. What can you see in behavior of son and mercenary? Son is the one who wants to spend time with his father, to do the same business, and because he loves father, and that's why he wants to do this. And hired worker, everything he wants to do to work it off and to go home, that no one would spoil his mood, just to do his deal and to finish it, to finish working and come back home. Son knows that he loves and that he's loved. That's why he wants to take part in everything that father does. A hired person does it from the fear or obligation, or he's afraid that he won't have anything to eat, and that's why he comes and works. And son just seeks joy, how to make father happy, and the mercenary just looks for benefits, and son takes responsibility for what he does because he knows it's gonna be his, and it's very important to him and to the father. And mercenary doesn't take responsibility. He's here today, tomorrow benefit is over, so he's out, so nothing to do, and he doesn't want to do this anymore. He has different purposes. So often, what we do, we act good. We do nice things. We serve at the church. We help others, but we don't help because we like it or we want to have joy for people or just bring joy to God. I'm a believer, I have to serve, or I have to be decent, or I have to help others. But as a matter of fact, you don't have to. If it doesn't go from the heart. And one more story. One of my favorites, because I don't really understand how it's going on. It's a parable about Prodigal Son, and the most amazing thing was about the older son. So when son is coming back home, father is just hugging him, and older son was in the fields and he's working hard. And during this time, the younger son was losing and wasting all the money. And so when he comes back and knows that, finds out that father is doing feast, so it's written, the older brother was angry and wouldn't go in. His father came out and begged him, but he replied, all these years I've slaved for you and never once you refused to do a single thing you told me to. And in all the time, you never gave me even one young goat for a feast with my friends. And yet when this son of yours comes back after squandering your money on prostitutes, you celebrate him by killing the fattened calf. His father said to him, look, dear son, you have always stayed by me, and everything I have is yours. We had to celebrate his happy day, for your brother was dead and has come back to life. He was lost, but now he's found. And the older brother was an heir, and he was the master actually in the house, but he behaved himself as a mercenary. So he tried to earn his father's attitude, actually, what he owed. So instead of to have joy or to teach younger brother, he's angry with father and he doesn't want to take part in this. For me, it's a hard story for me too. I do everything right, but I'm not praised. And this is the story that deeds is cool, yes, but God says that it's not the most important. And the important thing is relationship with Father and with people, and that's something that works through with every one of us, with me. And he says, I know everything you do, but not only you do, it's important to you, to me, but how you do it, for who you do it, and what motivation you have when you're doing this. Motivation, do you love these people around me? Do you love me, God? Do you spend so much efforts and strength? Do you love me? To be mercenary, very easy to finish your job, to smile at everyone, that no one would just notice, and maybe to make a poker face and just leave. And if you don't like this job, so if you don't see any result, if you don't have any benefits, so you just go and change your job when where it's more beneficial for you. So in relationship building is you cannot actually estimate. Oh, I love this person, and you have this. You put this V, and you finish working. It doesn't work like this. The deal that you took responsibility, you cannot just drop it and finish, because you love this thing and you're responsible for this. And to fight for your joy, it's harder than for the benefit. And you can count it. Easier to drop it and to leave if you don't have joy about it. Or, but God values faithfulness. Message wasn't for people who are not faithful, but this is the message for faithful and endurable. You are good person, good job for you. But listen, make a pause, and in the deed that you're doing, and be weak as Philadelphia, that you didn't have strength, and maybe not everything works out for you, but you tried so hard, you did your best, but you do it out of love, is better than to be indifferent good worker. So there are 3 verses about it. If I could speak all the languages of the earth and angels, but I didn't love others, I would only be a noisy gong or or clanging cymbal. If I had the gift of prophecy and I understood all of God's secret plans, possessed all knowledge, and if I had such faith that I could move mountains and I didn't love others, I would be nothing. If I give everything I have to the poor and even sacrifice my body, I could boast about it. And if I didn't love others, I would have gained nothing. Everything that differs Ephesus from Philadelphia is love. And God is saying to you, good job, but deeds without love are empty. And He is ready to do all your deeds and give you discounts if you don't actually do the best, but you're trying to learn how to love. And I want everyone to check your hearts if you have this first love that God is desiring. If you didn't have this love, or it was so long time ago but you forgot about it, I want to pray with you, because the message is so essential, first of all for me, because I'm sometimes falling to this topic. So I want to pray with you tonight that red lamp would be turned on in your life, and God is showing to you and pointing at the deeds that you're doing good, but you don't do it with right attitude. So don't leave it like that. So I want to pray with you about that love would not be lost behind the deeds. Dear Jesus, I'm so grateful that we have you. that you love us and you know everything we do, that nothing would pass us just like that. And I'm so grateful to you that we cannot earn your love, but you want to have this warm relationship with us. And I want everyone today to check your heart, to check their heart and show us, point at something that where we lost first fire, first love in relationship with you, with people who surround us, or deed that we do together. And I'm praying for everyone that we see where we're missing out, and and just to ask for your help and just burn this and teach us to love. Amen.